football. These two quarterbacks went up against each other all off season, all the way into this season. We always talk about top 5, top 10 quarterbacks. What's the rankings? Where do you have them placed? Who's what or who's who? Then people were talking about Tua or maybe Josh Allen. Like, what is it? We looked at both of these teams so far, same division. They played against each other. One actually came out victorious. The other one is still trying to find their footing in this division and the conference. But after yesterday, are you worried about Miami or Buffalo? So with this, I had to switch it up a little bit. You see what I did there? Another football concern on AFC. And for me, I know what most people think I'm gonna go with this. And you're right. I'm going that way. It's definitely the Bills. I'm definitely going to say the Bills because the one concern we had about the Dolphins coming into this season was what? Can Tua stay healthy? And if Tua stays healthy, then we know what that actual offense can look like. As the season progressed, we started to notice that, okay, Tua's healthy, but is this team really that good? Because we seen what they did to the Broncos, but we also seen what happened when they went up against what some would say a contender in the Bills. Then we also seen what happened when they went to Philadelphia and lost. You know what I mean? Injuries definitely has something to do with that. But again, if you are a good team, you can find ways to overcome injuries and any other type of things that NFL game would throw at you. That's just with the Dolphins. Meanwhile, tell me how many people on the Bills offense are actually out. They key playmakers. Not too many. You still got Josh Allen there. You got the quarterback. You still got Diggs there, his number one target. Gabe Davis is showing up. The young rookie. The young rookie Kincaid, he's making plays every now and then. And then sometimes when they actually do hand the ball off, the running back sometimes finds a way to get some actual positive yardage. So for me, I got to say it's the Bills. I'm going to let you guys answer, and then I'll throw in a little bit more. So, Dave, who are you more worried about?
For me, it's Miami. Almost so worried about Miami. Now the Bills, yes, we do see that they lost to the Jets earlier this year. They also lost to they just lost to the Bengals. So yes, I see that. However, we've talked about Miami as if Miami was a Super Bowl contender. Miami was at one point considered the best team in the AFC. Well, other than the Chiefs, but at least the second best team in the AFC. So far this season, they're 0-3 against winning teams. And that was almost the same thing last year. But of course, we know Tua was injured, so we can understand that. But this year, he's healthy. He hasn't missed a game so far this season. And outside of New England, it doesn't seem like they are able to beat well, not New England because New England's not a winning team, but they haven't beaten a winning team so far this season. Joe, you're blurry, by the way.
I know. I'll come back to life.
I was waiting for him to do the little
Um,
voiceover. And this is what.
Now, one positive I can say about the Dolphins is that with Tua playing, he's 11-2 against Super Bowl head coaches, um, which is pretty good. But he's 0-2 against Andy Reid. Um, Deep pass targets, he's when he's targeting Tyreek Hill, he's great. Tyreek Hill has 12 catches, 470 yards, and 6 touchdowns with deep passes from Tua. But everything else, not good. Only three catches outside of Tyreek for 83 yards and no touchdowns. Dolphins are supposed to be a really good team, and we know how prolific this offense is, but they have looked pretty much mediocre offensively against the best teams in the AFC and in the NFL. If we looked at last year against the 49ers, they didn't necessarily have that high power offense that was able to win that game. And then you look at this season with the Eagles, they only put up 17 points. Then you look at the game against the Chiefs, didn't score over 20 points. And then you look at the Bills, they didn't even score 10. So my concern for real between these two teams would be the Dolphins because we're expecting them to be better than what they are. And yes, I do understand that their best cornerback just got back from injury. He was out all season, and with Xavier Howard playing. So I see that if there's some promise can be made. But between the two teams right now, I'm more concerned about the Dolphins than I am about the Bills.
All right. I'm with Tomo. It's the Bills. I'm more concerned with the Bills. So, like, everything you said about Miami, that's how Buffalo is looked at too. Super Bowl contender. They're one of those teams that are like Super Bowl bust. And they got the better quarterback, Josh Allen, who's not been he actually leading QBR, by the way. I don't think I know that, but he leads the NFL in QBR right now. So, but he's too up and down. Like they're winning and losing their games because of Josh Allen. Now, also the Dolphins, like you said, they've been hurt. They are getting healthy while the Bills are not getting healthy. They actually are losing players. They are constantly getting injured. They lost their two best players on defense. While the Dolphins are getting it, they got their two best players on defense back. So and then I look at the schedule. You said that the Bills haven't beaten a contender. Well, the Dolphins. I could say the same about the Bills. They did beat Miami in Buffalo, but is it going to be the same when they go to Miami? We all know Buffalo, Miami are they got a home field advantage against each other. Last year, Buffalo beat Miami in Buffalo, and last year, Miami beat Buffalo in Miami. So the Bills lost to every contender so far they played. They lost to the Bengals. They lost to that's it. The Bengals. I'm sorry, the Bengals. But they also in the Jaguars, and they also lose to teams that we're not expecting to lose to. One thing about the Dolphins, they beat up on the teams they're supposed to beat, but they lose to the teams that we are showing our contenders. They lost to the Jets in OT because of Josh Allen. They lost to New England because of Josh Allen. All right, and then you look at their schedule. They still got to play the Jets again, who beat them. Philly, Kansas City, Dallas, Miami, and the Patriots again, who beat them. And I ain't including the Chargers, who could probably beat them too. So the Bills got a tougher schedule, while Miami, they got to worry about the Raiders. I mean, really, the Jets twice, Washington, Tennessee. Then they got Dallas, Ravens, and Bills. But that's at the end of the season when the Ravens might be resting their players. I don't know what Dallas will be doing, but
we're gonna be playing.
Yeah, y'all will be. But I'm more worried about the Bills because of the roller coaster they have. They are a roller coaster. When Miami, like, even though they lost yesterday, they played a close game against the Chiefs. They could have won that game. They gave up 21 points and they lost by 7. They held Miami to 0 points. So we see the defense is going to get better with Ramsey and them back. They did a great job against Mahomes now. But I can't say the same thing about the Bills. I can't.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tomo, because I think you said you had something to say.
Oh, no, my message is more so when we roll over into the next topic, because I see that Joe actually took the angle that I wanted him to go with Josh Allen. So I'm glad you're seeing the light, man.
I just tell the truth. Yeah. That's all it is.
Yeah. I know, man. I just like killing you for saying that, man.
My thing about the Dolphins schedule, even though, yes, you may look at the Raiders as a team that they should beat. I mean, the Raiders did just win the game 27-0.
Against who again?
Doesn't matter. They won. Doesn't matter. They won. And then the Jets, I mean, they have some wins this season as well. Mm-hmm. We know that their defense is really good, so that's a possibility they could lose that game as well. So my thing is, I just want to see the Dolphins play well against contenders and against great defenses. That's the thing for me.
And they got 5 more home games and 3 more away games. They are terrific at home.
Yeah, Joe, I'm glad you brought up the turnovers, because technically that's what's holding the Bills back is the turnovers. They could be in most of these. When they are in most of these games, the turnovers happen, and then it's like, there goes the momentum again. So my message to you, Josh Allen, I was watching this movie right before the Cowboys game. I need a little bit of motivation, right? My man said, you know how many feet are in a mile? 5,280 feet. You pick this ball up and you run every one of them. You're killing me, Petey. You're killing me. All right. And Petey never fumbled again, or he never seen the field again. He stopped playing defense, but that's all I'm saying, though.
And yeah, I know I said Josh Allen is the reason why they're losing these games. I can say the same thing about Tua too. All right, so I just want to put that out there. All the Miami fans.
That pass was bad.
Yeah, that was on Tua, and the missed snap. We was beating up on the center, but it was really Tua. Like so Tua got to step his game up too, and he got to learn how to extend plays like the Josh Allen.
The parity this season is all over the place in the NFL, man.
Who's the MVP?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
I knew that's how you know the writer's strike is real. Because right now, this NFL script is just like they just stopped at page 36 and they just like make stuff up as we go.
Facts. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.